today I'm going to show you how I make one of my favorite vegetables, cauliflower. It can be used in so many different ways. Today I'm going to make kind of a little stir fry, cook it a little bit with some tomatoes and onions. You're going to love it. Okay, so the things that I use for it is I've already pre-cut up a tomato. You can use cherry tomatoes, grape tomatoes. These I had on hand, so I just cut them up to the size chunks that I like. We'll be using some red pepper flakes. Now, this is a whole head of cauliflower, way too much. So I cut some of the florets off it, and I will cut this into bite-sized pieces. I've already rinsed them, and I've cut off some of the part that didn't look too good. Be using 1 clove of garlic and some green onions. Oh, I was going to show you how to cut off the top of that. Maybe I still will. Okay, here's one that hasn't been cut off. So when you're doing the green onions, you just cut off the top. I have a garbage up here. And then you'll end up probably peeling some of the first layers of the skin off. And then make sure, see, I cut it, that you rinse everything. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, so I'm starting with the cauliflower. And I'm just going to cut this into bite-sized pieces. I happen to like the stem part of it. Some people cut that off. I like it. I leave it on. This is going to be so quick. Okay. Well, wait a minute. I think I forgot to cook the garlic and the onion first, some of the onion first. So, but I'll chop this up so you'll know what it looks like. Just small pieces, whatever way you like it. Like I said, I like the core that some people cut off, but I tend not to waste too many things, okay? That's ready to go. So let's do the garlic and get that in the pan and get that started. Put that in my garbage bag. Okay. Cut off the end of that garlic. Guess I should have used a different knife, but this will work. Okay, I have my pan right here. So I'm going to put some garlic and some onion in there. And we're going to get that sauteing. Now, you know I never use oil when I'm cooking, so we're going to saute in water. To me, you can't have too much garlic and you can't have too many onions. I don't think my home will ever be without garlic and onions. So, okay, we'll get that going right over here. I'm going to turn that to about, I always start mine a little high. Put just a tad of water. I'd say a tablespoon of water, and I'll get that cooking. Let me grab my little handy tool. It's so flexible and pliable that this is the only kind of utensils I use anymore. It heats to 450 degrees, so you really can't go wrong. Okay, so that won't take but a minute. And we don't have to cook the onions and garlic. Just when you start smelling it, then add your cauliflower. Sometimes you can put a lid on top too if you're even in a bigger hurry. But while we have a minute, I'm just going to clean some of this up and put it away in the fridge. Okay, so that's out of the way. And then I'll look for the lid in case we end up using that. Let's see, nope, wrong size. Okay. Now I'll cut up some more green onions to go on top. This is really good and really easy. So see, you can have your tomatoes cut up ahead of time. You can have your green onion cut up ahead of time, and you can have your cauliflower cut up. All of this can be done the day before, and it'll be just fine. Oh, there we go. I think that's going to be enough for the amount that I have. Well, I'm smelling the garlic and the onion, so that tells me it's time. Another tablespoon of water to add the cauliflower. let's get that in there. Might have made too much, I'm not sure. Oh well, we'll use it. A few extra onions on here. That'll be just fine. Okay. Now you can add more water if you want, if you kind of want to get it steamed at first before it's brown. That's up to you. I might just do that so that time goes by a little bit quicker. And I might put a lid on it so that it cooks a little bit quicker for the demonstration. Yeah, that'll only take a minute. Okay, I'll bring my tomatoes over here, my red pepper flakes, and also I'll bring the green onions, some more green onions. Okay, this cooks really fast. So I'd say, for me, I like it a little bit hard. A little bit more water. I'm going to put in half the tomatoes. You want half the tomatoes in here cooked, and you want the other half to be fresh on top when it's all done. You'll be able to tell when the tomatoes are done. They kind of shrivel up a little bit. And I don't use any salt. Occasionally I use pepper. If you're going to use salt in your meals, it's best that you do it not while you're cooking, but right before you eat it, so that you're the only one getting the salt and you're not putting unwanted salt in the whole meal. That's okay. This is going to be done in no time. I'm going to leave the lid on until most of the water's out of it, and then I'm going to call it a day. I like my cauliflower a little bit crispy, so it's just all up to you. A little bit harder, firmer. I guess that's the way to put it. See, the tomatoes are kind of taking on a different look. Now you can add a little bit of this crushed red pepper. If you put in too much, it's going to be very hot. So I would add just a little to begin with, and then you can adjust that when you go to eat it. I'll put that on for a second. I guess I have it turned up pretty high, but that's for the demonstration to kind of get it to move a little bit faster too. Okay, I would say that this is done. Oh yeah. Okay, so here's my dish. I'm going to put it in. Oh, this looks good. And then I'm going to add some raw tomatoes too. There we go. And then some more green onions. Fresh green onions, uncooked. That's all there is to it. Enjoy. I know you're going to love it. Thank you. We'll see you again.